The next presenter is Liz Mortati. She works at an outsider art gallery and studio space called the Art Department, where she works with artists and intellectual and developmental uniqueness. She lives in Pownell, Maine with her fiancé Andy and their funny and rambunctious dog Abe. She's a caretaker on a beautiful piece of property, taking care of veggie and flower gardens, chickens, ducks, peacocks, and horses. She's a beekeeper and an artist working with embroidery, encaustic, and mosaics. She's an identical twin. She loves adventurous cooking, sriracha hot sauce, collecting outsider art, and wearing really colorful clothing. Liz Mortati on Inside Outsider Art.
I spilled the wine during the intermission. Sorry, everybody. Okay. Tonight I'll be talking about the Art Department, which is a local nonprofit outsider art gallery, working studio, screening space, and retail store in downtown Portland. We work with artists with developmental and intellectual uniqueness, where they are able to create, exhibit, and sell their work in our space. These are some of my favorite pieces. For those of you who don't know what outsider art is, it usually refers to artwork that's created outside of traditional arts institutions. So the artists typically don't have any formal training in the arts. I find the work to be hilarious. And I'm constantly inspired by the honesty and the courage to just really make what you want to make. So the Art Department is unique because we sort of take that humor along with participation with a lot of the projects that we do. These are two of my favorite. And we try to challenge what having a disability means, because in our space we usually have local artists. I'm there, my artists are there, the Art Department artists, we're all working and laughing together. So we all have some kind of disability in some area of our lives, I'm sure. So First Friday is a huge event for us. I'll be talking about a couple projects that we've been working on recently that I think really highlight the collaborative aspect of our program. So this was from a show that we worked with Jenny McGee from Space on, and it was a book cover show where we throwback to middle school, invited local community artists to submit a piece of book cover art, which was really fun. We had over 50 submissions. And again, First Friday is rotating every month. We have a different show. Our next, this was a photo-focused interactive project. These are some of our artists, where we basically invited First Friday visitors to come stand in front of this really old overhead projector as our artists would kind of draw on their face, and then they could get their portrait taken. So there's a lot of smiles in this one because it was great. You didn't really know what the artist was drawing, and so it was this big surprise. And I think photography especially has this ability to really connect connect who's being photographed with their surroundings and who's with them in the room. So these are some really beautiful portraits. I also love how the idea of making a mistake is really a great thing, and I learn a lot from my artists on being self-critical and how you really shouldn't do that very often. So here are some artists making some hats. This is another photo-related project that we did called The Hat Show, where last summer we basically set up shop on Congress Street downtown with a big van, and we put about 20 hats in the van. Natalie Kahn and we kind of facilitated this with our artists, and we invited people who are coming by to get their picture taken with one of these hats. And so the hats ranged from a flamingo hat, which is sort of where it started, to a hot chocolate hat. There was a rainbow hat and a Jabberwocky and an undersea king hat. So here are some portraits from that were really beautiful. I'm really hoping some of the people in the audience will be up here. I think that would be really fun. I wanted to put like 50 slides on, but I got yelled at. So So yeah, we're hoping maybe one day we can make a book or something of this project, because again, it was 3 months worth of portraits and it would be fun to do again. And everyone is so happy. So that's an alligator up there, the orange one. So then we did a fashion shoot with the artists, which we usually do in some format. The middle hat, I needed to put that in. It's the Portland Library. And it's huge. It's like 2 feet tall. So we usually, I think fun is just the main piece of what we're trying to do. We're just trying to have fun and create at the same time. So this is one of our most recent projects, which was sort of a different kind of collaboration, and it was really exciting. We worked with Sean Brewer, who is a senior at Mecca, on his capstone project. So we basically tried to think of a project about identity, so both with the artists at the art department and Maine. And we ended up having the artists make 3 different books where Sean taught us bookbinding, and then the artists documented their favorite places in Portland, their least favorite places, and then we used the material there to inform a map for each artist. So here we are at the Mecca Library where we had a reception, and here are all the maps on the window. So each artist had their own individualized map. And this was, I think, one of my favorite projects because it was so beautiful. There's a picture coming up next in the library. There's a picture, just everyone coming together. There were local artists, Mecca staff, Mecca students, the art department artists, everyone coming together and just hashing it out and talking about projects and new projects. New ideas came from this and hopefully new collaborations. Here are 2 specific examples. I love how different they both are. Blocky color in one artist's mind and then another one of such detail. So here we are. We're all so happy. And so I would love to invite everyone to find a way to participate in your local arts community, whether that be with the art department, which would be amazing, bring us your ideas, or if it's with a friend who has a great idea, who needs help, or if it's another gallery or a school, because to me, participation is what makes art really exciting and accessible to the most amount of people in your community. So thank you. And here are portraits of the artists.